Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and we'll be going over the markets today, see what's happening with Bitcoin, see what's happening with the overall markets. Looking at some calls that have been made recently as well by myself in the premium group, and looking at November's results for the premium group calls as well. And be looking at some of the tokens and projects that you're interested in, and as ever, we're just going to chat. But if you could do me a favour, if you could crush the likes, everybody. Just go down the like button just now and hit those likes, crush the likes, and that definitely helps the channel. We're growing slowly, which is good. I've been offered to do a kind of an interview as well, which is quite cool. It's not an interview, it's just a kind of round table. So I'm going to follow up with that today as well. So that's quite exciting. So I'm quite excited about that. See where that takes us. So the channel is getting noticed, and it's because of you guys. So I really appreciate you. Right, I'm just going to see if we're live or not. See if we have anybody in. It's because of you guys. So yeah, we have got a couple of people in. I know on a down market, a lot of people don't come to the channel in the morning, but that's cool. Totally understand that. But I'm just going to dive over just now and see who's in the house. Gareth Basage is in the house. Justin Churchill, Kukla is in. Mark Innes, the brilliant Steve and team. Thank you very much, Mark. Nick Smith is in the house, Adver Hagen, Richard Cooper, High Plains Drifter, Mac Pollen is in, G Slick is in, Marcus Chifari. Good morning all. Euphoria and Dysphoria should not come into effect until your plan has expired. For me it's a 5-year plan and nothing matters until then, for me at least. I like that thinking, Marcus. George Charles is in the house. Morning from drizzly Cornwall. Yeah, it's a bit drizzly here as well in Scotland. Alex Jug is in, and Bruce Rodling is in as well. So I wanted to talk about, first of all, the euphoria and dysphoria of the crypto. Not just crypto, but particularly with the Bitcoin price, because everything kind of follows the Bitcoin price just now. So when we were up to kind of in December of 2017 and everything was rising and everybody was doing well, there was a euphoric state for the crypto market. And we'll just go back and look at the kind of prices back then. So we kind of know, obviously, or we do know, this is BTC USD. Now I'll just go back to the weekly, and we can see here in November, starting from November, and a kind of big run up to this $19,666. Everybody was kind of in a euphoric state, and we're thinking, okay, and I, myself included, I was kind of just getting into trading then, and I was hodling, and that was my kind of plan. And when it was going up, and it was going up, and it was going up every week, it was going up another $1,000, probably more than that. So 5,800 to 8,000, so it was going up $2,000-3,000 per week. I was thinking this is going to go up to 40,000, 50,000, even possibly 100,000 as well. And I was holding on, and I was in that euphoric state. And so were a lot of people in that euphoric state. We were just holding on, thinking it was going to rise higher, it's going to rise higher, it's going to rise higher. But it didn't. Obviously, it came right back down. It came down with a big, huge bump, and kind of went down almost $9,000, almost $9,000 in a week. And I thought, okay, it's going to go back up, it's going to go back up, and it kind of jumped back up, but didn't get to its previous high, came back down again, jumped back up, and it was going up and down all the time, to eventually this state just now, that we've got to here, where we are just now. And everybody's in this dysphoric state at the same time. So we didn't sell back then when it was kind of 19,000, kind of coming up for 20,000, because we were in this euphoric state when we should have sold back then. So now everybody's in this dysphoric state, which is kind of the opposite of euphoria. It's kind of like a depression. It's a clinical, kind of psychological, clinical term. But they're in this dysphoric state where they think Bitcoin is going to go down. Bitcoin might even go to zero. It might go to 1,000. It might go to 1,500. It might go to 2,000. So if we're thinking like that, if we kind of flip it from what was happening in November and December of 2017, and nobody was selling, everybody was thinking it was going to go high. Well, nobody was selling. The newbies, I was a newbie, I would say I was a kind of newbie at the time to trading, or trading crypto, and I was saying it's going to go up, it's going to go up, it's going to go up, I'm going to hodl, and I kept on hodling. But now, if we flip it everybody's saying it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go down. This is the time I think we should be buying into Bitcoin. Averaging in, dollar cost averaging in, just kind of leverage yourself into Bitcoin. This is a brilliant time to buy just now, because we're going to look back in a year or 2 years and say, shit, I wish I'd bought in to Bitcoin when it was 4,000, when it was 3,000, when it was $2,000, because people are still thinking, is this the end of Bitcoin? This is a kind of end of days for Bitcoin. We're getting these news stories out, and there's more and more kind of news stories like that. I noticed Tone Bayes on a video this morning as well. He's thinking it's going to go down to 1,500 after being bullish for a while. So there's all these news stories and people thinking it's going to go down. Should this be the time that we're buying Bitcoin? I do think it is, with dollar cost averaging in, or just leveraging in some way. So buy $1,000 worth at this price, then next month $1,000 worth at 2,500. The month after that $1,000 worth at 2,000, and just kind of hold it and just keep on holding it, and then just kind of keep on buying like that if you've got $1,000 a month to spare, obviously. So that's what I think. And just again, that's from experience, because of the euphoric state I was in November and December, and even up to March. To be honest, March, April time, I was thinking this is going to go back up. I was very bullish when it was 12,000, kind of went down. I was bullish when it was 10,000, it went down. I was bullish when it was 8,000, it went down. Now I'm bearish, kind of on Bitcoin, but this is when I would be buying. This is definitely when I would be buying. I'd be buying at these prices as well, but averaging in or leveraging in. So I just wanted to kind of make a quick note on that, and just kind of flip the kind of roles and why we should be kind of buying just now, because this is when all the bad news is out. Everybody's talking about going down to $1,000, or a lot of people are talking about going down to $1,000. This is the time. So it's kind of that old adage, Warren Buffett, saying buy when the market is fearful. Benjamin K is in house. Crypto Don Juan, good morning to you. Babman, morning. Bab messed up the staffing. Bab messed up the staffing. What's that about, Babman? I'll need to check that out. Mac Pollen, just bought yesterday, small amount, but still we'll see. But I bought for long term, not for a week, for years. Yeah, I think that's it. If you are seeing the longer term picture and you're looking at it from a 50,000 foot view, you'll realise that these blips, and they are going to be blips on the graphs, in a couple of years time, it's just going to be a little blip when kind of Bitcoin went down. But once it's up to kind of 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, it's just going to be a little blip on a graph. So that's why I think buying in at these prices, but thinking long term, is a good strategy to have. MacPawn, I sold at 7,200. I bought yesterday, 45%. Discount, excellent, that's brilliant. Honest Crypto Journey, good morning to you. Andreas is in the house, good morning. BABB is a mess, objectively speaking, they delivered nothing for 2018 EP. In your opinion, they've kept us up to date all the time, BABB, and we'll just look at the BABB price. I think it's 10, 11 Satoshi at the moment. They're coming out with the app, obviously. They're going for the Lithuanian license. It looks as if it's going to be later on for the Lithuanian license, maybe first quarter of 2019. But I can understand a lot of people are frustrated with a lot of the projects, not just with BABB, but I can understand a lot of people are frustrated. For me, it was always a long-term game anyway, and it was just about the kind of ethos behind it and what they're trying to do, bank the unbanked, and all that as well. But my concern was it was just going to take longer than normal, and I've got my concern as well. I'm a big kind of ambassador for BABB, but I've still got concerns. Or when I have concerns, I always kind of voice them. My concern was if they waited another year from now, is somebody else going to get in there as with a better kind of project and kind of looking at stuff like that. But I'm still a long-term holder, still believe in BABB, still believe in the team, what they're doing as well. License app delayed as no staff in place. Right, I didn't realise about the staffing issue, so I'll need to check into that as well. Aloysius de Klerk, how much BABB do you guys have? Estimate? I don't think it's Aloysius. I don't think it's a good thing to ask other people for that. So I wouldn't kind of ask kind of questions like that. A lot of people don't want to kind of give that. I'm happy to kind of disclosed it before, but I kind of wouldn't be asking that in a public forum either. And I'm not kind of saying anything bad against you. I'm just saying I wouldn't kind of ask that question. Okay, we'll look at the markets overall. What's happening overall? It's looking crap, to be honest. 123 billion market capitalization, crap. Bitcoin dominance 54.7%, crap. All the coins are down just now, crap. So it's not looking good just now. It's looking pretty crappish, to be honest. Bitcoin 3,866, that's the average. I'll look at the Bitcoin price just now, 3,823 at the moment. That's on the weekly chart. We're just looking at 4-hourly chart. So it's gone up slightly. It did go down to 3,626, which is good. So it's gone up a couple $100. But it seems to be up and down a couple $100 and going down each time. So we're getting lower highs there, and we're getting lower lows as well. So you can see we're in a kind of channel just now. If we just kind of look at that just now and just show you the channel. So sometimes this is a bullish sign. So we're in a downward channel just now. You can see that quite clearly. So around about there. So it looks as if we could go down to 3,000. I don't think that's up for debate. It definitely can happen. But hopefully we can break out of this channel. If we break out of the channel, something might happen, but you never know. My thinking is, okay, it's going to go down. I'm just preparing my mind for it going down. So I'm not too bothered if it goes down. As I said yesterday, it's all about this kind of mindset thing. If you can let go emotionally of what's happening in the overall markets and look at the bigger picture, I think that's going to stand us in good stead. Okay, so hopefully we can break out of this channel. This is on the 4-hour. I'll just look at it on the hourly as well. You can see quite clearly we're in this channel, but we're going up to the upper end of the channel. Hopefully if we can break out, we might get a kind of small breakout there. But we'll need to wait and see what happens with that. Okay, so who's the winners and losers? We had Polymath up 28%, Factum up 22%, IOST, I'm going to talk about that in a second, up 17%. Loopring up 10% in double digits. So there's about 15% of the top 100 in the green and the other 85% in the red. Dex is down 16%, Waves down, which had a big huge run up. Tezos is down 12.5 or 13. Maker, Eternity, Bitcoin Cash, Bytum and Mithril all down in double digit figures, double digit reds. The next 100, that's from 101 to 200. 94% for Tron Classic, up 94%, but look at the volume. So we just discount that straight away. We're going to discount that Bugyara or Bugira. Don't know how to pronounce that, but that's 24,000 volume as well, so not good. So we're going to discount them. Republic Protocol, that's been listed on Binance today, up 38%. Nucleus Vision up 22%. Port up 19%. Quant Energy, Unobtainium as well. These are kind of low volume ones as well. And who was the kind of biggest loser there? Gold, Bitcoin, low volume. Bezant up down 15%. Particle down 14%. XYO, Matrix AI down in double digit reds as well. So it's red across the board, unfortunately today. Not looking good. Okay, so I made a few calls. I started making calls again because I've been saying all along that, okay, this market, there are opportunities in this market to make money if you're trading. And okay, so I thought, right, in December, I've not really made any calls in December, so I'd started making calls yesterday and today as well, made a few calls. And they're starting to pay off. And obviously I've got specific patterns I look for, and I've kind of shared that with the premium group. And one of the ones was IOST. So IOST kind of yesterday, we'll just show you that just now. I kind of made the call at 120 Satoshi. I don't know if this is on Bittrex. Yeah, it's IOST on Binance. So I made the call yesterday and I showed the kind of premium group this chart, and this is a wedge kind of chart, and I was kind of getting to the upper edges of that kind of wedge, the upper kind of resistance line, and I figured if it was going to break, it was going to be just now, and the kind of volume is going up as well. So it broke and it went up to 144, which was a 20% increase as well. So called that yesterday, so that would have been a good one. And even if you're still in it just now from the call at 120, you're still up 15%. So I got out at 15% profit, which was good. And that was my target, the 15% profit. So I got out of IOST, but it's been listed on BitHum, which is why it's been going up. Obviously, people know about it as well. You can see the kind of volume kind of creeping up there as well, and it going up. So that was a good call as well. NXS was another call from yesterday, and I'm kind of talking about these because they're finished now anyway. Well, they're not finished, but NXS went up as well. And that went up about 18%. That's on a 1 hour chart. So it went up to 8,400, called it 7,100 as well. So if you want to join us in the premium group, there's a link down below to join us in the premium group. I'm going to be doing more calls like this. There are always opportunities, even in a bear market like this. You can see this is, and we just do calls on Binance. Encash has just gone up to 64.72. It went up from just in the last hour, literally, it's went up 33%. Encash. Poly is still kind of second there. You can see that's kind of crossed over. It's been looking good from the crossover at 33% as well. So even in a bear market like this, IOST was up 20%. VET is up to 126. And okay, I called that this morning. I called that this morning at 122. I've seen a breakout coming there. Called it 122. So just let you know that I've called that just now. It's still in play just now. I still think it'll go higher than 126. But that's just kind of broken in the last couple of minutes as well, which is good. So that was one of the ones I called this morning. So 122, if you kind of got it at 126, that's a 3% increase so far. I expect it to go higher than that. I've got a kind of target limit of about 139 for VET. And see what happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks down much lower than this, if it goes down much lower, then obviously we're coming down for the alts as well. But if Bitcoin stays stable just now and goes up a wee bit, then I've got a target for VET for 139. So that's a free call for you. That's my call for this morning. Okay, we'll just see who else is in. Rafi Bogosian is in. Welcome to you. Justin Churchill. Think we have another month or two of this before the true bottom hits. Perfect time to get some bargain prices on great projects. I think so as well. Fund X holding okay? Yeah, it is. Bagging more Dent. I think Dent is another good one. Loyal Tangi. Tron has had a small 4% increase over the past week. Not bad in this market. It's brilliant in this market. It's gone up steadily, Tron, if you look at the Tron chart as well. TRX, I think it's 373 just now or something. 371 it's gone down to. But if you look at that chart, it's gone up a high of 25%, but where it stands just now, 18%, and that's since the 28th of November. So within the space of a week, it's kind of climbed up, or 8 days, it's climbed up 28%. So it's doing well, Tron, and I do expect big things in the future. But for me, I would have kind of bought it down here, round about here. These prices, the 300, 310. I wouldn't be buying in just now, although it might still climb higher than it does just now, but it might be due for a slight retracement, Tron. But these are the prices I would have been buying in at. And you can see here, I kind of was looking at it and looking at the support line, around about 300 psychological support as well. G-Slick missed out on IOST. Well, it's been listed on BitHum, so I don't know if it'll go much higher than it is just now, but it could shoot up again. I just need to look in the signs for that. And see Bitcoin SV moving different to the market. Funny you ignored it. I don't like Bitcoin SV, I don't like Bitcoin Cash, don't like Bitcoin SV, don't like Bitcoin ABC, and I'm not really going to talk about it. I just think as egos that are playing in the market, and I don't think we need big egos. The likes of Craig Wright and people like that, I don't think they belong in the crypto market like this. So I'm just going to ignore Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin ABC as well. G-Slick said missed out on IOST. Benjamin K been collecting Metum over the last week. Metum are doing it actually well. They've gone back up. How do kind of went down big time. I don't understand why. To 469 then back up again. Expect in the long term, I think that's going to be good. Metum I think is up to about 180 Satoshi or something like that. Down to 177. It was at 195, so it's slowly been going up again. You can see that that's on the hourly chart. If you look on the 4-hourly chart for this, you can see kind of slow decline down there. But overall up is still on an uptrend overall, if we kind of look at it from that point of view. But this is for the long term, and if you think it's only got $500,000 market cap as well, and they're adding all the time, they're adding new coins all the time. So I do still think this is going to go up big time, and I think it's due a big run soon, but we need to get a run on the overall markets. And this is definitely following the overall markets. When people have projects like Metum, this is when they tend to sell out because they don't value them as highly as they do with the likes of Ethereum or Dash or Cardano or kind of projects like that. And this is why people sell out as soon as the market starts to go down as well. So this is me for this is a long-term one, just like BABB as well. It's a long-term hold for me, and I'm not really too concerned kind of about the price because they're working in the background, they're adding tokens all the time. So I'm really up with Metum just now, Metamorph. Digitex futures, where's that? That's gone down to 10.23. Is that a kind of recent price, 8 o'clock? Yes, it is. So they should be coming out with the exchange. This is hitting a kind of support line just now. So this might be a good time to buy. If you're thinking about buying Metum, you can see this support line here and they're just kind of hitting it. So it likes maybe a double bottom. You could bounce up from there as well. Need to wait and see what happens with the exchange. With that, what are the ones we're looking at? XTRD, I'm just going to have a look at that. Yeah, because that shot up big time to 55 Satoshi. It since came back down and it's up at 25 Satoshi. So you can see the overall trend there is down for XTRD just now. There's not much news coming out with the XTRD. I'm just trying to think of any other ones we've kind of been looking at. Geez, what's the other ones? Oh, Howdo. You do, and we kind of looked at that at the beginning. Yeah, 543 just now. It's kind of trading sideways at the minute. There's nothing really much happening with Howdo, but they're going to be bringing out the app, obviously. I'm going to be speaking to Chris later on from Howdo. Hopefully today or tomorrow, and get on board with the back end and the back end system and start uploading my content. So do that on the Howdo platform before it actually comes out and see kind of what's happening there. So I'll be speaking to Chris later on from Howdo, so looking forward to that. And I've been keeping in regular touch with David as well. So still very much into this kind of project as well. Metalcoin, I haven't really looked at Metalcoin. And just like Gethin Davis, good morning Steve and all. I had a nice well needed break from the market and the internet over the last few months. Good to see you still going strong, mate. Excellent, Gethin. I think it's good to get a break. I had a break last week as well. And I think it's good to step away from crypto markets, from business, and just concentrate kind of on yourself and on your family as well. Definitely. So that's good that you feel you've probably come back refreshed and kind of revitalised again, Gethin. So another feeling. Gareth Passage, VET is the same as IOST. Yeah. Chart-wise, not obviously the same project. Same run-up, yeah. So it is kind of the same, very, very similar. And that's what I noticed this morning when I called it. There's a very similar price, very similar kind of run-up as well. So we'll see what's happening with VET just now. See if it has kind of gone up a wee bit more. That's Bitfinex. Don't want Bitfinex. $125. That's still expected to go up a wee bit more. Hopefully if the Bitcoin price holds, we'll be going up more for VET as well. In the long term, I think is a good one anyway. Aloysius, what would you guys consider a reasonable amount to hold, like BABB, KIN, MFT, etc., which are long term and won't show real profits in the next 12 months? It really depends on how much you can afford to put in. So if you're thinking that BABB could go up 10x or 20x or 30x by this time next year, then if you put 1,000 in and it goes up to 10,000, that's a brilliant price. So if you put 500 in and it goes up to 5,000, that's brilliant as well. So it just depends how much you can afford to put in, Aloysius. Mark Innes, great job in the calls, mate. Thanks very much, Mark. Really appreciate that. G-Slick, alt starting to pop. They are. Even in this down market, some of them are going to start to pop. And what what a lot of that is, I believe, is you've got a lot of these groups making calls like me. I kind of make calls. I'm not influencing the market in any way, shape or form, because I've got a very small group. So we've got about 170 people in the group, in the premium group. So that is very small compared to some of the kind of other ones out there. So you get a lot of these groups, and they're going to focus on the likes of Bittrex and Binance and kind of other ones like that, or the small caps, the micro caps as well. And you're going to get a lot of pumps like that as well. So that I kind of think is happening, as well as the news coming out from these kind of altcoins as well. They're going to mainnet, testnets and stuff like that as well. They're going into other exchanges. So there's always going to be opportunities when you're trading. But understand, when you're seeing your portfolio going down all the time, you might not want to trade and just kind of step away. Aloysius Gareth bought more VAT yesterday. Great believer in VAT. Yeah, I think it could be a good one. Look at VC for the long term. Mark Paul and Steve, in 1933 it was not allowed for people to have gold at home in USA. Now BTC can break the world economy, and the economy is dominant in our daily life, so BTC will get a hard time. Of course it's going to get a hard time, because it's change. People always resist change. It's just psychology. It's just psychology of human nature. So people always resist change. We're still in that change phase, or looking to change kind of phase just now. So it is going to get a hard time for the next 5-10 years. And then it's just going to become accepted that Bitcoin is going to be the standard. So it's going to be like a gold standard. It's going to be backed, or the US dollar and kind of GBP and kind of euro is going to be backed by kind of Bitcoin. I think possibly that's the way it could go. Don't think it's going to overtake currency in its current format. But the banking system, the whole system has to change. The federal kind of reserve and all that has to change. As well. People are just opening up their eyes as to what the governments are doing just now, and this is why cryptocurrency is going to take over. Honest Crypto Journey, people need to decide if they are trader or investors. Yeah, BABB is, for me, is an investment, so that's a good distinction you're making there, Honest Crypto Journey. BABB for me is an investment. I've held it, I don't know how many months I've held it now, that must be 8 months or something. I've been talking about it. I don't see any point. I've sold a bit of it because I was top heavy in it, so I've sold about 10 million tokens because I was top heavy in it. And you never want a portfolio, especially with a small cap or a micro cap, and something like BABB where it's not kind of established yet. You don't want to be top heavy in that, for me. So BABB for me is an investment. So you're quite right. Trading is totally different. Different mentality, different way of doing things as well. So BABB is a company to invest in, holding backs long term. No point worrying about day-to-day happens, and need to focus on the long-term roadmap. Exactly, that's kind of my thinking as well. Honest Crypto Journey. Manuel, Encash pumping right now. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we just seen that Encash was up 20% or something. Where is it just now? 28%. It is up just now. It was up to 72. And I did look at Encash yesterday as well at 53. I was going to call that, but I didn't see the call coming. I just thought, okay, we're hitting near the bottom of Encash, and I don't think that's a good enough reason to call something like this, just because it's hit or getting close to its bottom, which is about 49, or closing at 49, and its all-time bottom is 47. So I don't think that's a good enough reason to make a call. But I did look at it yesterday and sorely tempted to make a call at 53, but I didn't. Bitcoin Andy, hello Steve from Thoughts of flipping parcels land on Decentraland. Flipping parcels land. Binance will be using parcels to develop games on there. I don't know anything about parcels. What is parcels? Parcels land. Is that one and the same thing? So land on Decentraland. Binance will be using parcels to develop games on there. I haven't read anything about that, Bitcoin Andy, so I do apologise. Lord Tangi, thumbs up. Gareth Passage, Honest Crypto Journey, trading and using profits to invest. Yes, exactly. I think that's a good one, Gareth. Mac Pawn, so I compare gold as BTC or BTC as gold. Yeah, so it could be the new gold standard BTC. Tim Gash, I'm still buying more XRP. The R3 news could be a game changer. Yeah, there's a lot of news kind of looking at that. R3 adds Ripple as first crypto for its universal payments dApp. So enterprise blockchain software firm R3 has announced that rival Ripple's XRP token will be the first crypto supported on its universal payment settlement platform. Finextra reports today, December the 5th, that was yesterday, dubbed Corda Settler. So R3 is kind of a big thing. If you haven't heard of that, go and check it out. But R3 adds Ripple as the first crypto for its universal payments dApp as well. So a lot of good things coming out with Ripple just now. We'll just look at Ripple at the moment. And I think Adele, I was just thinking of the singer. Adele, one of the brilliant admins, he was looking at the kind of triangle forming there, or a wedge forming for XRP. So it could be breaking out of the wedge. We'll just have a wee look, see if we can show you that wedge. So this is on the 4 hour. There's a wedge, there's a kind of slight wedge there. And Deb kind of showed it better than I did. You go all the way back here actually. Might probably better going kind of there, breaking it down, and I do like the wedges, I have to admit. Bring that down a bit there. So it could break down from here if we're in this wedge just now. So we're in a wedge kind of at the moment for XRP, and it could break down from here, it could go up and go towards the resistance of that wedge as well. But we're on the kind of support line of the wedge at the moment, and we kind of look at that there. We'll just push that up a wee bit. We're dead on the support, so it could bounce from here and kind of break out of that wedge. So we'll be looking at XRP kind of closely as well. I've never called XRP yet. I think it might have a wee bit more down to go, but we'll see if it breaks this kind of support of the wedge or it starts to bounce up from here. I think it's going to bounce up from here at 8,800, round about that level. I think it could bounce up and kind of break this supporting or this resistance line on the wedge as well. Now, I'm not going to look at too much of the news. I'll put the news stories I was looking at. In fact, we'll very quickly go through the news. Congress' biggest Bitcoin bull is finalising bill to exempt ICOs from securities laws. So this is a news story from Warren Davison, not from Warren Davison, but about Warren Davison, the congressman. He's an avowed Bitcoin ADN blockchain fan, plans to introduce federal legislation that will regulate initial coin offerings in cryptocurrencies and exempt them from securities laws. So this is what Warren Davison is kind of putting through just now. You can see a tweet there. US Congressman Warren Davison discusses bipartisan bill that could classify tokenized assets as being exempt from securities laws. That could be good news for the crypto space. Tron becomes the 10th largest cryptocurrency, signs of good times ahead. So this is more good news for Tron. You can see it's in the top 10 there just now. Is it still in the top 10 at the moment? And just have a wee look. Yeah, it's number 10 by a distance, so it's overtaken Cardano there as well. So good news happening for Tron just now as well. R3, we discussed that. The future is brighter than ever according to Bitcoin Cash. And this is Roger Ver. I'm just going to skip that. Daily Hodl, Bloomberg analyst reveals Bitcoin and crypto forecast. So what they're saying. So this is Mike McGlone. Unless some big unforeseen newsworthy event happens in the cryptosphere, all indications point to BTC falling to $1,500. There's little to prevent fading Bitcoin prices from reaching the continuous mean of $1,500. On the upside, McGlone sees a positive overall trend in the market, but the trend this year is clearly sustainable. It's a positive trend. The trend is lower prices, lower volatility, reduced speculation, and the preponderance of stable coins as well. So that's kind of a lot. As I said, a lot of people are saying that it's going to go down to $1,500, $1,000, and this is a kind of dysphoria in the market just now I was talking about at the very beginning. Crypto market loses $6 billion in a big downtrend. Is 3,000 Bitcoin unavoidable? I think it is unavoidable at this stage. Erasia and Numerai are making ETH tokens useful again. I'll kind of post this story. I'm not going to go too much into it at this point, but I wanted to give you the kind of headlines of the stories I was going to talk about. What's the best cryptocurrency for beginners? And this is a guest blog post as well, and they're kind of talking about the same old, talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, kind of some altcoins as well. And it's not really a newsworthy story, to be honest, at the Daily Hodl. I think it's a filler more than anything. But I just wanted to give you the headlines of the kind of news I was looking at. There's not that much news coming out in Crypto Panic or big newsworthy stories, apart from XRP. XRP has dominated a lot of them as well, but there's not a lot of kind of good news. We'll just see if there's anything rising. Yeah, there's not that much kind of news coming out. Kig, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Really appreciate that, mate. Crypto Dread, what's going on, man? Hope everybody has a blessed day. You as well, Crypto Dread. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you here from Florida. Tim Gash, I'm still buying more XRP. We're kind of read that already. Garth Passage, 30 cents, buy more XRP, guys. I think XRP is going to explode. Again, it's exploded already when I was talking about it, 4,000 Satoshi. It's up to kind of double that now. I still think it's going to explode again. Decentraland has built a virtual city on the blockchain. Parcel is land on that virtual city. Right, sorry, I'm with you. I get what you mean now, and Bitcoin Andy. Gina Dow, hello to you. Mark Innes, Benjamin K, well done, mate. What was that about? Benjamin K. So Benjamin K must have mentioned something. Did I skip over it? Oh, talking about being correct in Metum over the last week. Yeah, I think that's good. Dollar cost averaging in on anything is always a good thing, I think, in my opinion. What else was I going to look at? We'll just look at the markets, see what's happening with Binance just now. In cash, where is that? It's kind of come back down again at the moment. Poly, they're all coming down again. IOST kind of coming down. So I'm presuming the Bitcoin price is coming down as well. It's not that much. 3809 at the moment. I'm just going through. This is Binance as well. We'll have a look at Bittrex as well, see what's happening there. Quark chain has jumped up in the last couple of hours as well. It jumped up by 7%. Bet come back down a wee bit. Expect that to go up again. 124, 123. GBT going up. PHX kind of had a bounce up. It's come back down again. TNB, I like the look of TNB as well. Okay, we'll just look at Bittrex just now. And I've not added any kind of new coins on Bittrex for a while, so I'll need to go back and kind of add them. What's doing well? Pink. It's gone up. Poly is doing well on Bittrex as well. HMQ, it's on low volume. You can see the sporadic volume there. Again, sporadic volume. Melon so there's not that many up on Bittrex, so I'll just see. I didn't sort them there. That Factum as well. Factum has done brilliantly. Up 76%, and that's since 3rd of December. So Factum is doing really kind of good things. DGB doing that well at the moment. Wax, I think could be a good one, a big one for the future. Okay, we'll go back to chat and just kind of finish up. I think that's it. I think that's us just now. Are we frozen? Don't know if we're frozen. Oh no, we've not frozen. I thought we'd frozen for a second there. Yeah, I think I'll finish up there just now. If you want to join us over in the premium group, you can. There's a link down below if you want to join us. There's a free ebook you can get as well, The Hidden Gems. And you can get to speak to these brilliant people. A lot of these kind of brilliant people are in the premium group as well. It's quiet at the moment, as you'd expect, because the markets are really down. It gets really, really busy when the markets start to go up, but it's quiet at the moment. Big Bonanza, BTC is a long-term investment. Exactly. It's not for well, it is for trading. It's trading and investment as well, but it definitely is a long-term investment. Totally agree with that. Okay, I'll leave it there just now. Hope to see you in the premium group and get to see more of those calls. I'll be looking at more of the calls I've made as well, or that we make as well in the premium group. I want to build that kind of group up because we've got an amazing group of people in there as well. It's not just about the calls, it's about the group of people you get in there as well, and the quality of the chat as well. What's your take on BNB? Last kind of comment of the day. Take on BNB, brilliant. It's going to be a $100 coin in the next 1 to 2 years. They're doing brilliant things. CZ is amazing, I think, as a leader in the kind of blockchain kind of space as well, in the crypto space, and just what he's doing as a company leader as well. I think he's the kind of Jeff Bezos of cryptocurrency, I would say. He's just amazing, and I think it's a $100 coin waiting to happen. I've been saying that for ages. Love BNB, so that's my last thoughts. Okay, I'll leave it there just now. Have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. Until tomorrow, same time, same place. Namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes. The ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.